Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tim. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be discussing the top 5 best Zombie Chronicles remasters. So for those of you guys that have been underneath a rock for the past few months, DLC 5 Zombie Chronicles released. I've been playing it quite a bit, but I haven't been streaming it, unfortunately. I'm going to get on that soon, guys. I just wanted to get comfortable with the maps. But now that I have, I feel like I can form my own opinion on which maps went from being pretty decent maps to being absolutely outstanding in terms of graphics, in terms of gameplay, etc., etc. So although the maps may be good, I'm just going to be looking at which are the best remasters. So which ones went from, 0 to 100, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I am aware the Smith Plays made a video just like this. He always beats me to the punch. I couldn't make the video in time, but here you guys go. Hope you enjoy it. Let's aim for 50 likes on this video. That'd be swell of you guys. But let's do it. Coming in at the number 5 spot, guys, we have the classic Kino der Toten, Theater of the Dead. Now this, when it released, was one of the creepiest maps, and still kind of is. But now in this remaster, everything looks a lot better, and with that, they also managed to keep this creepy vibe that Kino has. Of course, all of the guns that they've implemented, as well as all the new perks, makes it a lot better of an experience, but they managed to keep everything that made Kino a really cool map. Explaining these remasters isn't necessarily the easiest thing. You kind of just have to look at the old version and look at the new version. I'm trying my best here, but Kino der Toten, definitely a classic. It felt a little bit weird how they replaced all the swastikas with iron crosses. Like, I completely understand it. It just kind of felt a little bit weird and off-putting, but I absolutely love how they added a Wonder Fizz machine, just all these cool things. Really, nothing wrong with this remaster. Absolutely a beauty, and don't even get me started on that teleporter animation. Crazy, crazy stuff, guys. Definitely deserves a number 5 spot. In at the number 4 spot, guys, it has got to go to Ascension. So this was actually one of the maps that I recommended should be remastered, and Treyarch absolutely nailed this one. They resolved so many issues back in the day, such as the screen being black and white when you spawned in with no power, and then when you turn on the power, it would become colorful, but now it's just a nice solid gray, and then when you turn on the power in the remaster, everything is exploding with color. Of course, they implemented a ton of great new weapons, such as the Galil, the FFAR, the Ray Gun Mark II. They didn't forget those classic nostalgic weapons that we all yearn for in Black Ops 3, but you know what they didn't forget as well? Those space monkeys. Now, it might just be me, but I feel like they're actually easier to kill. I feel like they're more manageable, but at the same time, you cannot run Perkaholic on this map because the monkeys will take your perks. Definitely not a good time, so I'm actually glad for that. I'm glad that people can't just pop in a Perkaholic, get to around 100 easily. I mean, it's still a pretty easy map, but you get what I mean. Like, you don't want that overpowered Gobblegum just destroying the vibe, and the space monkeys really protect Ascension from that. Everything is just appealing to the eye now. The rocket launch sequence is beautiful as well, and now you got that dynamic duo of the Thunder Gun and the Ray Gun Mark II, as well as the Gershes. Oh my god, high round attempts are gonna be fun for this map. Ascension went from being a very controversial map, a lot of people loving this map, a lot of people hating this map, to being a generally very good map. Black Ops 3 nailed this one. Ascension, gorgeous, absolutely perfect in my book, comes in at number 4. Coming in at the number 3 spot, guys, it has got to go to Shangri-La. Now, back in Black Ops 1, when we first saw this map, it looked gorgeous. Nothing topped Shangri-La's beauty back in the day. Now, with this remaster in Zombies Chronicles, Shangri-La is orgasmic to the eye. I mean, seriously, just look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, granted, Shangri-La, not necessarily the fan favorite map of all time. In fact, a lot of people hate this map due to the challenge, due to just everything about the map, but I happen to think that not only is the Easter egg is incredible, the storyline is great, but I feel like it is definitely the most beautiful map of all time. Now, the reason why it isn't higher on the list like it probably should be, you're wondering, is because it already was a great looking map and a great map in my opinion, and then they just made it a little bit better. They made everything look gorgeous, but everything also already was gorgeous, you know what I'm saying? So Shangri-La deserves that number 3 spot. I absolutely love the way everything looks on this map, like everything. The ancient temples, the jungles, the zombies themselves, like everything just makes you want to keep playing this map. I cannot pull my eyes away from the screen when I'm playing this map, ever. Not even once. Not even if mother's calling. So that's going to be your number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, ladies and gentlemen, World at War's Shi No Numa. Now, I know what you're already thinking, like, really? Shi No Numa, number 2, Tim? Like, what are you thinking, man? But I'm here to tell you, this was one of the best remasters by far. I'm going to compare this map to Shangri-La based on the fact that they're both jungle maps. Shangri-La was a beautiful map, became even more beautiful, but Shi No Numa originally wasn't beautiful at all. It was just a really disgusting swamp with awful looking plants, just murky water. Nothing looked appealing on this map at all. Everything looks so lush and exotic, and the water's crystal clear. It just looks like a really, really good map. So Shi No Numa looks good. What else is good about the map in terms of gameplay? Well, they added a Wonder Fizz machine for those of you guys that don't know. So now we can get perks like Widow's Wine and Stamina Up to get through that awful slow mud instead of just having the 4 original perks. And Pack-a-Punch still isn't a thing, but I don't want it to be a thing. I want there to be challenge. And with the new combination of the Wonderwaff and the Ray Gun Mark II, oh boy, this is gonna be a great high round attempt. They kept everything that was nostalgic and great about Shi No Numa and just added some more good stuff. Nothing negative came with this remaster, except for the fact that maybe the mud was a little bit harder to get through now. I don't know if that was just me that noticed that, but the mud just seems so much more worse. I don't know why. It feels pretty bare bones, and it is still very difficult, just like the original version, but everything just seems a lot smoother, crispier, and we got a nice Wonder Fizz machine. I can't really complain about anything about this remaster. Definitely a good one. Now, guys, before we get into that #1 spot, I need to dismiss something really quickly here, and that is Origins. Now, everyone's going to get triggered that Origins isn't actually on this list, but you need to hear me out here. Don't get triggered and go down to the comments. Listen to me. So, like I said in the beginning, these are maps that go from 0 to 100, and Origins is already as next gen can get without actually being on next gen. So it's as advanced and as modernized as it could be in BO2 without actually being on that BO3 engine. So realistically, everything is exactly the same, except the graphics are better, everything looks a little bit different, but the same concepts are there. Shangri-La, you know, kind of mixed things up. Shi No Numa kind of mixed things up. You know, all the World at War maps added like a Wonder Fizz machine, just really kind of made the map a whole different scenario. But for Origins, almost everything is the exact same, except for the implementation of Gobblegums, which is on every map. So before you get triggered, Origins, the greatest map of all time, the best map in Zombies Chronicles. But realistically, with remastering the maps, I think that Origins didn't necessarily do that much because it didn't need to, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't want to get everyone mad about that. Origins isn't the #1 spot, and so let's actually go to that #1 spot. The best remaster in Zombies Chronicles, without a doubt, guys, it has to be Moon. Now, Moon went from being a very clunky, glitchy map. Everything was gray. It was very just dark and depressing. Everything looks lively and vibrant on Moon, which is something that it really lacked back in the day. So the mood for this map changes completely. They decided to add so many different new colors. They added the iron crosses, the Group 935 symbols, and even the space dog, man. Like, now you can really tell this was a Group 935 research facility. Griffin Station absolutely fills out the mood completely. They implemented all of those weapons that we saw in BO1, like the Galil, the FFAR, also the Ray Gun Mark II now with the wave guns. Oh my god, the high rounds, man. I can feel them right now, and I can't wait to complete the Easter egg on the remastered Moon. Cosmonaut is back. He's still an asshole. He still steals your perks, but you know, he's not the end of the world. I mean, he's actually pretty easy to kill now. And the excavators, I mean, they do go off pretty often. I don't know if that's just me. Nothing really came negatively about this Moon remaster, except again, maybe that the Cosmonaut's back. But what are you gonna do, man? He's just a boss. So that's gonna conclude the video. I'm really curious to know your guys' favorite remaster in Zombies Chronicles, if you guys were fortunate enough to play it on PS4 so far. If not, it's alright, but let me know what you're excited for, which ones you like the most, no matter what. Just let me know what you're excited for about this Zombies Chronicles. Again, I know this is like 2 days after it came out, but I'm still pumped for it. I'm sorry that I can't stream as much as I want to. I'm trying to. I just wanted to make this video for you guys. If you want to drop a like down below, that'd be so incredible. Let's aim for 50 likes or so. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, anything you want. All of that's in the link in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you, and goodbye.